Okay, चलिए एक काम करते हैं थोड़ी. I will do this. So I see a lot of. So let us play this never have I ever game. Okay. So if you, I will say never have I ever, and then I will say a statement. And if you have done that, you must raise your hand. Okay. And I will ask you to speak and share that incident. So never have I ever eaten ice cream. Only two people have eaten ice cream. Ankita Singh, Ekta Sethi, Aarti, Mansi, Tejal, Swati, Diksha, Pratima, Pallavi, Rita ma'am, Archana. So Deepti Trivedi has not eaten an ice cream. Isha Patle has not eaten an ice cream.
Sir, I have eaten ice cream.
स्मिता मैम ने तो एकदम भी आइसक्रीम नहीं खाई है.
सर मैंने क्वेश्चन सुना नहीं था, मैं अभी तुरंत
ठीक है, चलिए put your hands down. Put your hands down. Let's another one. Another one. Okay. Never have I ever bunked a class. Okay. Okay. Diksha ma'am, would you like to share when did you bunk a class?
एज अ स्टूडेंट सर.
हाँ, नहीं टीचर की तरह से ही बंक किया है क्या आपने?
नहीं. एज अ स्टूडेंट सर, हम लोग जब ग्रेड 12 में थे, वी वर द ऑफिस बेरर्स. द कंप्लीट ग्रुप वाज हाउस कैप्टन्स एंड हेड गर्ल. So we planned for an occasion ki we informed the teachers that we are planning for a party for the school, and so we all were sitting in the canteen and having a good time.
Okay.
All
Okay.
the
Okay.
office bearers.
I think Roli Didi also raised her hand for bunking a class. Let's hear it from her. What she has to say. Are you there? Hello. Okay, Ekta Sethi, would you like to share? Ekta
Yes,
ma'am?
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was when I was in class 12th. At that time, we used to go to the professional tutorials. It was the coaching institute where we used to have, where we were required to reach on time. Even a single minute late was not allowed. And once it happened that one of our friend came a little late, like 2 3 minutes late, and the sir asked that fellow to leave the class. So our whole group stood up and left the class with with that girl. So that was the time when we all bunked together.
Okay, okay. Badhiya, badhiya. Okay. Smriti ma'am, Smriti Pradhan ma'am, would you like to share?
Yes, sir. When I was doing a diploma in pharmacy in 2005, I guess. So at that time, one class is there, pharmaceutical class. So at that time, sir told me कि कल हम एक क्रीम बनाने का एक्सपेरिमेंट करेंगे. तो कॉस्मेटिक क्रीम बनाने के लिए था, एंड वो उन्होंने पहले ही हमें टाइमिंग बता दिया था कि इट विल टेक 4 to 5 hours. तो हम लोगों ने पूरा मास बंक किया था. उस दिन कॉलेज ही कोई नहीं गया था. 60 स्टूडेंट्स और 58 बॉयज एंड 2 गर्ल्स, हम सबने बंक कर दिया था. हम गए ही नहीं. तो बहुत ज्यादा फिर कंप्लेंट्स वगैरह हुई थी. फिर उसके बाद कभी मिस नहीं किया. उसके बाद कभी बंक नहीं किया.
चलिए, तो आपके कैंपस में कभी बच्चे बंक करें, कोई टीचर ऐसा परेशान हो तो अपनी बंकिंग की स्टोरी आप सुना दीजिएगा. बोलेगा कि इट इज एब्सोल्युटली नॉर्मल, परेशान मत होइए, मैंने भी बंक किया है.
यस सर.
ठीक है. Over to Amreen ma'am, Harshal sir. I think the session today should be very, very exciting. Some very nice activities I think they're going to share, and how they're making their English classes fun. Let's look at that. Let's interact. Ask a lot of questions. I think we only learn when we ask some questions. So please feel free to use the chat box to ask your questions. And put up your questions. I think that will be interesting, because जब कोई क्वेश्चन पूछता है तो एक पूछने वाला एक व्यक्ति होता है, बट शायद वो सवाल सबके मन में रहता है, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट पर्सन सबका डाउट क्लियर होता है, एंड एवरीबडी गेट्स टू लर्न. So let's ask a lot of questions to Amreen and Harshal sir and Shweta ma'am, and make them a little uncomfortable by asking a lot of questions. Over to you guys.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
सब वो ऑलरेडी डरे हुए हैं, थोड़ा और डराते हैं बहुत सारे सवाल पूछ करके.
I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Thank you. Jai Hind and
Yes,
a
sir,
very
it is
good
visible.
evening. Thank you, ma'am. Jai Hind and a very good evening to all of you. We welcome you all to this 72nd episode of CC Friday, and the presenters for today are Miss Amreen, myself Harshal, and Miss Shweta.
So, what better than mindfulness to begin anything and everything with? Please sit comfortably. I request Harshal sir to please invite the bell. So let's begin with a small guessing challenge. Okay, we would like you all to guess the title for today's presentation. And for the same, we have a crossword puzzle for all of you. And you have 1 minute time to solve the puzzle. Waiting for your responses. I would like to get your responses in the chat box. Your time starts now. I think somebody has raised his hand.
Yeah, please put it in the chat box. Dhaneshwar ji, please put it in the chat box.
Okay, Rita ma'am says books. It is for which one, Rita ma'am? First one?
Yeah, she said first. 1 dot
Okay,
books.
down or across? Okay, across. Na? Some more? Bharti ma'am is very close. Okay, Swati ma'am has come up with the first word correct. And Bharti ma'am, you got the correct answer. So the title for our presentation today is Enhancing English Skills at DPS Nashik. So why do you think it is important to enhance the English skills of the learner? Again, I would appreciate your response in the chat box. Waiting for your responses. Why do you think it is important to enhance the English skills of the learners? Okay, I can see to build the confidence. Very good, Sakshi ma'am. Good communication, definitely. For self-confidence, to be presentable, to communicate globally, definitely to help learners comprehend and communicate, to express effectively, to communicate better. Definitely, keeping all these objectives in mind, we would like to share some strategies, activities that we do to enhance this English skills of our learner. Over to you, Harshal sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Let us go through the ground rules for today's session. Please keep the camera on if possible. Kindly raise your hand if you have any query or doubt. No chorus answers will be accepted. At the end of the session, you may submit your queries, and please feel free to give your suggestions at the end of the session. The learning objectives for today's session are to have the discussion about various ways to enhance the English skills of students at different levels, and to share the best practices with the educators from all the three campuses, with which we will proceed to our next activity, which is a fun activity. And I would like to participate in this activity. Here you are going to guess the proverb. These are some gibberish words, some lines are given over here, and for each proverb you are going to get 10 seconds, and please give your responses in the chat box, or you may raise your hand to tell the answer also. And your time starts now for the first one. You have only 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7. Can we have responses? Okay. 10 more seconds. Any guess, dear teachers?
Millie ma'am, you have to type in the chat box.
Please type in the chat box. You can see the gibberish here over here on the screen. Please go through it and just guess the proverb over here. Any guess, dear teachers?
Is the word beat around the...
Yes, ma'am. Priscilla,
Beat.
Priscilla ma'am, correct. Bit around the bushes. Correct
Sorry,
answer.
sir, spelling error. It's beat around the bush.
Thank you, ma'am. Let us go to the next one. And your time starts now. Again, 10 seconds. Yes, correct. Call it a day. Yes. Let us go to the next one. Any guess?
Sucheta
Yes.
ma'am, you're absolutely right. Better late than never. So
Let
we
us-
have many answers, sir.
Yes, 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 ma'am. And this is the last one.
Somebody is already under the weather.
Yes, under the weather. Thank you. So this was a very small activity to guess the proverbs. And now let us move to our next part. I would like to invite Shweta ma'am to share with us, with all of us, the activities of grade 3 to 5, which are very much useful to enhance the English skills.
Thank you, Harsha sir. Following NEP 2020, the overarching aim of the NCF's approach to English language is to ensure that children learn languages in such a way so as to optimize the learning, communication skills, and socio-emotional skills during their early years and also throughout their lives. So today, we will be sharing the various techniques, strategies, and activities that we practice at DPS Nasik to enhance English skills of our students. So let's begin with grade 3 to 5, that is the preparatory stage. We all know that reading lays the foundation for cognitive development and significantly improves the language and vocabulary. In order to develop reading skill in our students, we have an allotted time slot as the read and grow period, where children are given books of their choices to read. Students share their thoughts in small groups or engage in brief discussion about their reading choices, favorite parts, or even the connection they make while reading. We are also having reading app RAS Plus, which offers a wealth of reading material at different proficiency levels. They provide engaging and interactive experiences that enhances reading comprehension, vocabulary development, and critical thinking skills. Here in this slide, we can witness the child working in a group where they are analyzing the characters of the story that they have read. In another picture, you can see that the child is just presenting the story dressed up as his favorite character. So in another picture also, we can see that the children are sharing a book and they are reading. So this technique is also like we have the shared reading also and guided reading, which we follow. TED Talks, we all know about them. They are great source to learn English as they are used as an audio-video resources. In addition, TED Talks help students to build their vocabulary again and also the grammar as they are listening. They are listening every time, looking at these audio-video resources. As TED period are always interactive, the children get introduced to new vocabulary words. As vocabulary enriches, it ultimately helps them to improve their writing skills, isn't it? TED classes inspire our children to develop their presentations and public speaking skills. Students are encouraged to create their own presentations and speeches on the related topic, whichever they like. This helps them improve their ability to organize their thoughts, ideas, based on their passion using effective language, and also deliver presentation confidently in English. So now, can we have Arshal sir a glimpse of TED Talk presented by our confident Dipsite?
For anybody who single one is damaged, your body will influence. See how small part of your body works. It really holds tremendous power for one to know which part is right, which part is wrong.
Thank you, Arshal sir. Now, when we talk about the competitions, they often involve speaking in front of an audience, which helps students develop their public speaking skills and stage daring. Students participating in debates, speeches, or presentations like show and tell, presentation in assembly, they gain confidence in expressing their thoughts and delivering them effectively in English again. This enhances their speaking and communication abilities. So as we can see in the slide, so the first two are the assembly presentation, where the children are just reorganizing the letters and presenting the vocabulary. And the next one, few students are anchoring there. And in one of this, the last one slide, the written part, where the students have participated in the essay writing competition in CBSE expression series. And the another one is again the assembly presentation, one of the presentation where the children are beautifully singing a song in English. Learning expedition. It is another effective approach for enhancing students' English language skills. Learning expedition, this provides students with opportunities to engage in authentic real-world projects like Save Godavari, Let's Say No to Hunger, and how honeybees can shape an ecosystem. So these were the topics taken by our grade 3 to 5 students. So grade wise. In the journey of identifying the need for a change in their immediate surrounding to be the change makers, students are exposed to a range of English language resources, such as research materials, articles, videos, and interviews to understand the reality of the problem. The skills, whatever that they are taught in the classroom, were practically applied while carrying out the interviews, awareness programs, writing letters to the officials at municipal corporation office, reports on their findings and reaching the community. So all this has been done by students themselves. During the culmination program, we can witness the practical application of the English language while creating handmade invitations. Ashasal, can we just have the next slide, where we can see the invitation that have been prepared by students themselves. So here in the culmination program, we can, like, students have created their own handmade invitations and they have just invited their parents to the program, and even conveying the messages in the culmination program through various items like songs, role play, and the PPT also they have made by themselves. Learning through direct experiences and hands-on activities allows students to actively engage with the language. and apply their knowledge in real life situations. So here we can also see there few examples again, where in this first slide, the children are observing the different shades of green in nature and understanding the reason behind it. In the second case, they are also learning to appreciate the beauty of nature while studying the poem Leisure in grade 5. In the third example, the student is applying the word churned, which come across in a lesson and in his real life situation while making butter in his own kitchen. Ashal sir, can we play that video?
Hello everyone, my name is Ayansh. I am from 3rd A. I will make yellow butter. First of all, I have taken some cream and put it in a container. Now I will churn it from my green energy. Now I am mixing it. Now
So by integrating the active learning strategies into English language instruction, teachers, we can create a dynamic and engaging classroom environment that promotes language acquisition, critical thinking, collaboration, and cultural understanding. Active learning strategies help students actively engage with the language. They can apply their knowledge in real life context too. They can develop the skills necessary for effective English language communication. So here also we can see children working in collaboration to construct the meaningful sentences where they are just rearranging the words and making the sentence, constructing the sentence in SVO order. In the second case, the child is experiencing the adjectives through their senses. And here also, they are connecting, the students are connecting with real life by newspaper fetch activity. So, and many more are there. Ashal sir, can we go to next slide, please? So, active learning strategies, again, they provide ample opportunities for students to practice their speaking and communication skills. When we talk about pair work, group discussions, debates, role play, and presentation, all these activities, they engage students in meaningful conversations and encourage them to express their thoughts and ideas in English. These activities promote fluency, vocabulary development, and confidence in speaking. In the slide, we can also see that. Sir, can we have the next slide? Okay, in this particular slide, we can witness the first one, a child narrating a tale with a twist. While the second one, so just I'll explain, then you can play. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, sir. The second one, few students are comparing the object's quality using degrees of comparison. And in the third one, the child is explaining the movement of a pawn in a chess game, being the pawn himself. So now we can have a glimpse of all the three videos.
Belongs to a very renowned family, having her little sister Anna. She has a lot of tragic in her life. Moving ahead, it was the coronation day. And this car is small. This car is smaller than the first one. This car is smaller than This car is small. Here I am a horse. I can walk 2.5 steps. 1.5.
So now I request Amreen ma'am to share few more strategies with you all that are conducted in the middle wing.
Thank you, Shweta ma'am. So moving ahead to middle age group, we have some practices and activities to share. Healthy competition inspire kids to do their best, not just good enough. When students compete, they will become more inquisitive, research independently, and learn to work with others. They will strive to do more than is required. These abilities prepare children for future situations of all kinds. Our school hosted an inter-school debate competition on 8th and 9th of October 2022. The competition was held in collaboration with Behes Debate for All. Being an inter-school competition, team of 3 participants each witnessed the assembly of students from school across Nashik. The teams were divided into two divisions, 10 to 13 as Cubs and 14 to 18 as Lions. The enthusiastic participants had to debate in 3 rounds against the other teams. Challenging topics were given to them with time for preparation and presentation. The event took place over 2 days, with two levels happening. After the elimination round on the first day, the best teams surged through quarters and semi-finals into the final round. The position the position among the Cubs was backed by DPS Nashik team comprising of Kanisha Solanki, Adia Roy, and Yogita Shekhawat. Among the Lions too, the position was backed by DPS Nashik team, a trio of Urvi More, Samarth Bhagat, and Vedant Shirode.
Let us move to the next part for grade 6 to 8. Here also we had experiential learning and active learning. Active learning engages students in learning using activities such as reading, writing, discussion, or problem solving, which promote analysis, synthesis, and evaluation of class content. Active in-class learning also provides students with informal opportunities for feedback on how well they understood the material. So ultimately, it is enhancing LSRW skills. As you can see over here, for grade 6 students, wonderfully they have drawn one picture and they have written one paragraph. It was the classroom activity where they have shared their views through this beautiful picture and a paragraph which was based on a poem, A House, a Home. And the second picture over here, as you can see, with the help of sticky notes, students have shared their own concepts of homework as the lesson itself named as Who Did Patrick's Homework. So after the lesson, students have shared their views related to homework. So this was also one of the engaging activity which students have done in the class.
We have another interesting concept of school discovery by students, which means looking at school from students' perspective, in which we have a group of few students who are given the responsibility of taking the new parents for a school tour and share what facilities they are getting at school. They also share the activities that they perform at school. They address the queries of the parents in a very, very smooth and subtle manner. So we have two of our students who are the part of school discovery team who will be sharing their experiences with us today. So I invite Siddharth Mulani and Prisha Vora to share their experiences. Over to you, Siddharth.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Good evening to one and all and respected teachers present here today. Today, I'm going to share my school discovery feedback. My school discovery journey has been great until now. When I was appointed for school discovery, I was very excited. My friend and I had to take parents who were looking for their ward's admission on a school tour. When it was my first time doing this, I was a bit nervous, but later on, when I got used to take parents on the tour, I was feeling like my confidence and speaking skills were improving along with my ability to interact and communicate confidently with people. I was getting more fluent and confident every time I showed parents the school and was able to answer the queries raised by parents easily. After some point, even though I did not know the parents, I could interact with them confidently. Many parents were happy after the school tour and gave me and my friend blessings, and we could feel a relationship being built. Overall, it was a great experience, and I wish that the school has more facilities like this so that every student can get an equal opportunity of presenting and improving their confidence and speaking skills. Thank you.
Uh, Prisha, over to you, beta.
Thank you, ma'am. Jai Hind and good evening to one and all present here. Today I'm going to share my school discovery experience. School discovery is an interesting instructive project which helps me to develop my communication skills and confidence. It helps me to know my own school and discover about my own school more. It helps me to understand the real motto of our school. Sometimes you get a situation in which parents ask you some of the tough questions. It helps me to deal with that situation and answer smartly to that questions. It gives a boost to my positive thinking and helps me to think critically on some part or some situations. It gives a boost to my communication skills and helps me to interact properly with parents. Sometimes there are tough parents which ask you some of the questions which are unanswerable, but you learn them and you are able to answer them if you know your school better. After all, it helps me to think critically and helps me to deal with the situation. It is the one of the best experience that a student can have. Thank you.
Thank you, Prisha and Siddharth, for sharing your experiences.
Can I pause a little bit here? Thank
Yes.
you, Priya and Siddharth, for sharing this. I would like to invite other teachers from Varanasi, Nasik, and Nagpur. If you have any questions for Prisha or Siddharth, if you have any questions for Prisha or Siddharth, what do they do on the school discovery tour, or anything about that? Any questions on that for the two of them? Okay. Yes, Sheila ma'am, go ahead.
So my question is to both the students, Siddharth and Prisha. When they go for school tour, do they miss their subject, the regular classes?
Okay, Siddharth and Prisha, go ahead.
And how do they cope with it?
Okay, great. Do you miss your regular classes? If yes, then how do you cope up with that?
Can I answer?
Go ahead, Prisha.
Sometimes, very rarely, there are chances when parents visit on weekly days. So at that time, one class or a half class we get to skip. So at that point, we do the discoveries and then we come to our class and try to learn from our friends or either ask teachers if we have some doubts on that particular topic after doing the self study.
But I think the question that Sheila ma'am asked, have you struggled with missing portions, or do you manage to cover it up?
No, we managed to cover it up because not long classes are missed up for it because it's not that difficult to cope with it, and we are able to learn the concept properly.
Okay, Prisha. Great. And I think another question coming is, how did you overcome your initial inhibitions?
Ma'am, I would like to answer that question. Ma'am, first we talk to the parents. At first, as I said, I was a bit nervous, but after I got used to taking the parents on the school tour, it showed parents the school, and this helped me as it boosted my speaking skills. And after that, my inhibitions were cleared away, and I could talk to the parents and interact with them confidently.
Okay, superb. Siddharth or Prisha, but there's another one that comes up which says, can you share any good experience that you've had on this tour?
Yes, I could. Once there was a single parent with me. I and my friend were taking it to a tour, but my friend was with another parents and I was with that parents. After ending the tour, we joined the parents again. But when we took them to the tour, I explained them the each and every part of our school, and they had some queries. I tried to clear them, and it was a good experience. After coming back to the reception, the parents told me and my friend that they both are really very good speakers and they praised us to Harshada ma'am also. So that was a good experience for me because if someone praises you, it helps me to be more into that point and helps me to improve more and gives me inspiration to improve my things more. So that was a good experience for me.
Okay, superb, brilliant. Thank you, Prisha and Siddharth for answering those questions. Thank you. Yes, over to you, Harshal sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Prisha, and thank you, Siddharth. Let us move to our next activity. Now, to enhance our English skills, we have already set up one English literary club in the school, and the motto for this one is to make our students effective communicators. Now, this English literary club was set up, and the purpose of this club is to inculcate among students a flair for the language and to enhance their literary skills. Now, to induce reading habits in students and to encourage them to become orators and display their intellectual independent thinking skills and imbibe a sense of confidence. And that for this purpose only, we have established a platform for debating events also through these literary clubs, as well as one more club we have added this year. And the club which we have added this year in NSA is mass media, where students will be taken through different mass media or mass mediums like newspaper, radio, internet, and they will be asked to read, understand different pages of newspapers, columns of the newspapers, and they will be guided to write for different columns of the newspapers also. They will also help in editing various scripts. For example, we have the scripts of podcasts, so they will go through those scripts and they will try to edit those scripts, and they will be the part of newsletter editorial boards also, and this will help the students to definitely enhance their English language skills. Amreen ma'am, please.
Thank you, sir. The another opportunities that we provide to our kids is of comparing and anchoring. Students are given opportunities to compare for different events, programs, assemblies in rotation. Students volunteer on their own. After receiving the guidelines, the itinerary, they make a rough draft of comparing and they get it approved by English teachers. This enhances their creative skills, improves their vocabulary, and builds their confidence to face the crowd. Over to you, Harshal sir.
Yes, ma'am. Now, the next interesting activity which we have in the school is school cinema. This is an innovative concept developed by LXL Ideas. School cinema is a well-researched and film-based learning curriculum supported by an interactive workbook. It is designed to introduce life skills, values, and attitudes to children. And this also encompasses different spheres of child's holistic growth. And the school cinema program enhances learning in a more enjoyable way, and it also gives some kind of fun, and these school cinemas are also very much educative.
Next, we have during this summer break, students were given creative, innovative task as holiday homework, wherein they had to write book. It can be on short stories, poems, article, picture book based on their hobbies, vacation, or any of their favorite topic. A book minimum of 20 to 25 pages. The second option was they could watch a movie or read a book and write the review of the same. The book list and the movie list were suggested to them. And we are really glad to see the number of submissions that we receive for this creative homework. The data for the same is shared on the screen. We have amazing response from our kids, and mostly some or the other creative work was done by them. This has helped the students to pen down their awesome thoughts, experiences, and their fantasies in the most vivid way. They were given choices in the mode of submission. They can do it online or offline. And we have few glimpses here on the screen, how they presented their work. Even I request Harshal sir if he could present one or two the digital work of our kids. So this was one of my favorite topic on cars. Next one, if you can present, Harshal sir.
Yes, ma'am.
So here was the experience of the journey shared by one of the student, which was divided into chapters. Day 1, arise of the journey. Day 2, fun kicks off. Day 3, back to home. And very beautifully the ideas have been put up. The usage of vocabulary was amazing, and they had penned down their awesome thoughts along with the pictures and lot many things into it. So this way their artistic skills also came up with their ideas, their creative ideas. We could see through their submissions. Thank you, Harshal sir. Over to you.
Just a second, ma'am. I'm coming back to presentation.
Yes, yes.
Let us move to now grade 9 to 12. That is our secondary stage. The focus over here was on developing the LSRW skills of our students at grade 9 to grade 12. When we move from preparatory stage, the basic skills were developed there in the preparatory stage, then became to middle stage, and now finally at the secondary level, we can see the advancement of at the higher levels. Now, though very academic centric, but we try to make it possible to enhance their LSRW skills during the session. We try to incorporate various fun and intriguing activities. Now, for example, during a reading of a chapter, one child is asked to read and the rest of them close their eyes to concentrate on what they are reading. Once done, they answer various questions which were based on the read text. As you can see that students are over here in the library also. Speaking enhances the ability to communicate effectively, and reading helps in fluency and comprehension skills. We try to make maximum use of books, newspapers, brochures that are kept on library shelves. We hand over various extracts to students to comprehend and answer the questions based on it. It is important to teach students to write coherently, completely, and accurately. And writers must consider the value of organizing their ideas, keeping in mind that we are preparing our deep sites to be global citizens. This is a very important part. Students frame the theme and message of the taught chapter. Also, they are guided to frame questions and answers on their own. This practice is majorly helping the students to write well. Let us move on to activities now.
So next slide,
Yes.
collaborative learning.
Yes, ma'am.
So we also practice collaborative learning in our classes. I would like to share one of the activity done in grade 9. Grade 9 students were divided into groups where they described their favorite personality. Um, the groups described people from different walks of life, which eventually gave them a plethora of interesting descriptions, including the Prime Minister of India, sports legends, historical figures, to the school principal. The activity helped in the development of students' cognitive, writing, speaking, and listening skills, along with an understanding for the importance of collaborative learning. The next slide, sir. We have a holiday homework given to our grade 10 students. Holiday homework can interest a child when the homework turned out to be an interesting story. Class 10 were asked to make a mind map of story Bholi. Here are some very interesting ways in which students completed their work. Some used their artistic skills to do the same. The glimpses which we can see on the screen.
Thank you, ma'am. And now we are over here to the editorial board. As students are getting acquired with the
Prabjot ma'am, can you please mute? Prabjot ma'am. Prabjot ma'am, please mute. Thank you.
as students are getting acquired with the LSRW skills, this year as planned, we would like our young dipsites to apply this to the editorial board. For example, in this editorial board, there will be students who will be working on newsletter from scratch, of course, under the guidance of teacher. They will edit the various reports of the school activities, events, and celebrations, and even the activities which they perform in class in various subjects. For those activities also, they will do the editing work, reporting work, and they will discuss in this editorial board, and it will definitely help the school newsletter.
Role play and dramatization increases children's imagination level, clear pronunciation, and fluency in speaking. We try to integrate learning by introducing role play and dramatization. This simplifies the complexity of character, plot, or setting in prose or drama, which surely is fun.
Now, just a second. Yes, ma'am. Please continue.
Reflection activities. At the end of every chapter, the students are told to reflect on their learning in various ways. They jot down the whatever are their takeaways in the chapter, what impressed them, what depressed them in the chapter. Also, for higher grades, they try solving puzzles related to the chapter, like crossword puzzle, pick the character trait that befits the protagonist, arrange the events in chronological order as they occur in the lesson. These reflections are very engaging and helps the student to introspect their learning. Next slide, sir. To be on par with global competition, DPS Nashik nurtures the inevitable skill of communication in the students by providing them the platform of Rendezvous English Literary Fest. The event is organized annually and it is an inter-school competition which gives the students an opportunity to hone their speakings and presentation skills. Rendezvous helps the students to learn more about literature. It is also a gesture to make new friends and learn a new skill from each other. Over to you, Harshal sir.
Yes, ma'am. Our 9 to 12 graders also participated in the various competitions organized by CBSE, such as Budding Authors Program, Veer Gatha, CBSE Expression Series, CBSE Corruption Free India Essay Series, and students participated at the large scale in these competitions. And we had even two winners also from our secondary stage. Tisha Biswal from grade 10 and Adi Thole from grade 11.
We have another platform, that is Quill Club. Quill Club provides an opportunity for students to explore all forms of writing. Club members are able to get ideas and suggestions from their writing for their writing from the peers, and the option to expand their knowledge of writing in a comfortable setting. We at DPS Nashik encourage our students to be part of this club for the past few years. Our students have been able to write their own books like Soul Song by Misty Hill. Then we have Embark. And so we have young authors coming up with the help of this club. I request Shweta ma'am to continue, please.
Thank you everyone for listening to us. Now it's time to have a small activity. So we are going to share a Padlet link. And I would like to request all the respected educators to suggest various strategies which can be utilized to enhance the English skill of our students through the activities in your respective subjects. So we are going to paste the link in the chat box.
Yes, link is already
So the
given
link is
during
there.
the chat box.
Thank you, Harshal sir. Any strategies you could write that you have conducted and think that will enhance the English language? Okay, in political science we have debate. So that we have also discussed. Wonderful. Spell bee competitions, wonderful. In English, ought said.
Shweta, if we can get to learn how Spell Bee they are conducting, if
Yes.
they can just share.
I'll just ask. Amreen ma'am, I just know the strategy that they have put. I cannot see the name over here.
Okay,
Yeah, so
okay,
anybody,
okay.
the person who's written Spell Bee in English, if you would like to share how you're conducting Spell Bee in your school, or if that was just an advice.
Okay.
So it was
Anyone?
me, Priscilla. It was an advice. Though we are thinking of starting it this year, but Spellbee is just an idea which will very soon bloom in DPS Nagpur Lava.
Okay, great, great, great. So do share, do come up on the CC Fridays and share how it goes.
Okay.
Sure, sir. Yes, sir.
I would request Prajakta ma'am. Can you just share what is this, Prajakta ma'am? Maker space. The
Sure,
child
ma'am.
can talk about his or her innovation creation.
Yeah. So in tinkering, a particular group is given freedom to think creatively, and they are provided with a problem statement and they work on it. So whatever they create, they come up with their solution. They speak about it, how they went about it, what was the strategy. So everything in English to enhance the English skills
Wonderful.
specifically.
Thank you, Prajakta ma'am. And here is another one. In maths, somebody has written that student-led conference where students present a topic. Whosoever written, can you elaborate on that, please?
So I think that is a student-led class or the student-led conference.
That's what I had.
Sir, good evening. It could be anything like that. So since we are already implementing student-led conferences where we are giving topics, so I feel that in math, sometimes some explanatory part also, enhances the English speaking skill of the student. So this is wonderful where students come up and they express a topic, they explain. So this is the way.
Rifat, when you're talking about student-led conferences, is it between the parents and the teacher and the student, or is it just the class and the student and the teacher?
Yeah, this time it is between the class and the teacher, sir. We can definitely think about it on a wider scale when we follow.
Let us refer that as student-led class, and it would be a conference when we have parents involved. So let us use that vocabulary. Great, super.
Okay, few more are literary club and the translation activities in Marathi. So translation activity Marathi, can anyone, whosoever written, can you elaborate on that, please? How it works? Okay.
यस मैम, श्वेता मैम। ट्रांसलेशन एक्टिविटी जो है, इंग्लिश का एक पैराग्राफ दिया जाएगा बच्चों को और वही पैराग्राफ उन्हें मराठी में करना है। सेम लाइक मराठी का एक पैराग्राफ दे सकते हैं हम लोग और वही पैराग्राफ इंग्लिश में भी लिख सकते हैं बच्चे।
Okay, wonderful, ma'am. Thank you for your answers. So lovely to see many of the strategies from your side. Over to Amreen.
So I would request Amreen and Harshal sir to, in fact, email this Padlet to all the English teachers across campuses so that they can draw some ideas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sure,
Okay.
sir, sure.
So now as teachers, we're all fond of asking questions. So here is one for you all now. So just frame a word using these letters A, B, C, D, E, F, K. You can reorganize the letters however you want. That's a hint that I've given. And I want the answers in the chat box.
The time started.
All letters have to be used, or we can skip some letters?
Yes, sir. All letters
No,
have
all
to be
letters have
used.
to be used.
And you can
Only one
repeat the
can be
letters
repeated also. Wow, Swati ma'am gave the correct answer.
Wonderful. Thank you, Swati ma'am. So the correct answer is feedback. So it's time to give the feedback to all of us, whatever you have felt and any suggestions and wish.
Thank you, Rika ma'am.
I'll share the feedback form also now in the chat box.
Okay. Amreen, anything? Are you asking a question for reflections?
No, sir, we are going to share the form.
Okay,
The
great.
reflection form.
If any queries, any question?
Anybody has any question, please put it up in the chat. Anybody wants to know more about something? All right. I think wonderfully put together, Harshal sir, Amreen ma'am, Shweta ma'am, very well put together. I think, and especially I'm really happy that you were able to bring both the students for sharing their understanding and what they learned through the student discovery tours. I think, in fact, it was a small thing that it was started, but I think day before yesterday I was actually on one of the tours as a participant, and I was listening to how the students are really interacting, and I felt as if it is really helping students improve their confidence levels, and they're able to focus, they're able to actually meet with a stranger and talk to the stranger with a lot of confidence. That was a big about how their confidence actually increased when they started doing regularly the student discovery tours. And the question that Sheila ma'am asked, I think that was the question that was in my mind as well. Ki, they will miss a lot of their academic classes and this and that. But, they miss a little bit of their academic class, but like Prisha said, most of these students, they cover it up because unka itna acha experience hota hai in the student discovery tour, they want to do that, so wo automatically wo cover kar lete hain. They don't want ki bhai wo excuse bane ki agle baar unko student discovery tour mein na jaane mile, so that is why they cover it up. And but जो student discovery tour से जो उनकी learning होती है ना, उसका कोई कंपैरिजन ही नहीं है, वो और दूसरी तरीके से वो लर्निंग दी ही नहीं जा सकती है. स्पेशली जो हमारी इंग्लिश है जो सीबीएसई में, इट इज कम्युनिकेटिव इंग्लिश, तो उसमें बेसिकली वी शुड बी टीचिंग देम हाउ टू कम्युनिकेट बेटर. सो how better to teach communication by actually making them communicate with a stranger, right? So I think that is why it really kicked off, and that is why the students are enjoying it. And I have also seen this कि जितने पेरेंट्स बच्चों की काउंसलिंग या बच्चों के स्टूडेंट टूर से आते हैं ना, वो एडमिशन पक्का लेते हैं. But जो पेरेंट्स हमारी काउंसलिंग लेते हैं, बट जो पेरेंट्स बच्चों के टूर्स लेते हैं, that is a completely different thing. So it's a win-win for the students so much, and बच्चों का confidence, I've seen that it has really, in fact, आज ही I was speaking to Swati. I had gone to some classes of 6th and 7th, and I can directly resonate कि भाई जो 6th and 7th के जो classes हैं अभी, I saw that उनका confidence level ही अलग level पे है. And that, I think, one of the big reasons is the student discovery tours. And another reason I think also is the entrepreneurship classes. ये दो जो हैं बड़े reasons हैं जिसके कारण I see that their confidence has really skyrocketed in the last couple of years. चलिए, thank you so much Amreen ma'am, Harshal sir and Shweta ma'am for this wonderful presentation. Anybody can, if you have any questions, reach out to them. Amreen ma'am, Harshal sir, please share the Padlet with Ashwini so that she'll send it across all campuses in the English department.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Yes, sir.
Thank you
Mukesh
so
sir,
much.
are you there? Any last words? Pushpi ma'am, I think, is not there, and Anupama ma'am, if you are there. All right.
No,
Okay,
sir,
thank you.
they are not there.
Okay, thank you everyone. Have a good evening. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Bye.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
Come prepared. We might just play the Never Have I Ever game again next time.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.